Hey guys, you might have seen the story I broke on Friday about the woman in Tennessee who was denied prenatal care because she was unmarried. Yes, that's real. I spoke with her yesterday, and I have a new exclusive and updated piece on my Substack Tea and Reaper News about what she felt like going through this. She's so brave, so strong, so full of grace. It's horrifying, but you need to hear from her. So go to my Substack, check out the updated piece, and please share because we only have each other.
A pregnant woman in Tennessee was turned down for prenatal care. Let me repeat that.
And then say what?
A pregnant woman was denied medical care in Tennessee because she isn't married to her husband that she had a child with 13 years ago as well. Because the doctor's not comfortable with her life choices. That is the world we live in today.
That was a bill that was passed in 2025, by the way.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because what we're about to talk about today is not just disturbing, it's deeply personal, deeply political, and honestly, deeply heartbreaking. We're diving into a story that's shaking Tennessee and sparking nationwide outrage. Imagine being a pregnant woman already dealing with the stress, the fear, the emotions of carrying life, and then being told you can't receive prenatal care because you're unmarried. Yes, you heard that right. That's what happened to a woman in Tennessee, and when she stood up and told her story during a town hall, the room went silent before erupting in disbelief. This isn't just a case of one hospital being backward or one doctor acting on personal bias. This is the result of a larger movement, one that has merged politics, religion, and cruelty into a single dangerous force, a force many of us know too well by now, a force that goes by the name MAGA.
I just found out that I'm pregnant again. I've been with my partner for about 15 years, though we're not married. I just had my first visit, and that provider told me that thanks to that act, they were not comfortable treating me because I am an unwed mother, and that goes against their Christian values. I'm lucky enough to live in a part of the state where I can seek care across state lines, and that's what I'm doing, traveling to Virginia for my prenatal care. Scared out of my mind that I will go into labor and not be able or have to deliver in this state with a provider who feels that that child's life is more valuable than mine. While we do love and want this child, I also have a 13-year-old, and I can't leave her behind.
Apparently, a Tennessee woman was denied prenatal care because she was unmarried. It's never about religious freedom, all these laws that are being passed like the one in Tennessee. It's about control. Controlling women especially, controlling other oppressed groups like the LGBTQ community. This woman, this was her second pregnancy, went to her OBGYN because she's pregnant. She's doing all the right things. She's got to go all the checks, prenatal care. But because of a law that was signed in Tennessee that allows doctors and providers to opt out of providing care if it goes against their personal religious beliefs and morals. And this physician said, I'm very sorry, but I cannot provide prenatal care, no other kind of care, just regular old prenatal care to you because being an unwed mother is against my beliefs and religion. The woman had to go to, I think, Virginia to get care. She had to go to another state to get general prenatal care to make sure that she and her unborn child were healthy. Tell me, how is that pro-life? Tell me, how is that legal? Honestly, it's never about religious freedom. It's about freaking control. When is everyone going to listen?
And what I find even worse than the fact that an OBGYN is refusing to give a pregnant patient prenatal care because she's not married is the fact that the state of Tennessee allows this to happen. A pregnant woman has come forward to say that when she went to go receive prenatal care from her OBGYN, he said that he was not going to provide that prenatal care because she was not married, and that went against his personal ethics. Now, as an OBGYN, I find this crazy because when we went into medicine, we didn't go into it with the stipulation that we were only going to take care of a certain population of people. we actually have legal protections in place for our patients that we are required to take care of them when they present to us, except for apparently in the state of Tennessee. Because in Tennessee, they now have the 2025 Medical Ethics Defense Act, which went into place earlier this year. This gives physicians, hospital systems, and insurers the legal right to deny health care to patients based on religious, moral, or ethical beliefs. And as we know, the people in rural areas have even less access to care, and there are no protections in place for those patients. There are no requirements to send those patients elsewhere to people who will help them, and there's no legal repercussions for this either. I don't know if I have a lot of things I can even say about this that you guys aren't already feeling. I find this extremely problematic. I can almost understand if a doctor were to say, I don't want to prescribe birth control. I've actually encountered this in real life, and I, at the time, also thought it was crazy. But to not even provide prenatal care because you didn't get married is just such a separation from what we are supposed to do as doctors, and that is meet people where they're at and take care of them when they need us. And to say that your ethical obligation to your own personal morals is the reason that you're not going to provide medical care is just, honestly, in a lot of ways, heartbreaking.
The woman, who has courageously chosen to speak out publicly, shared her story at a packed town hall in Tennessee. Her voice trembled, not out of weakness, but out of the pain of being dehumanized. She told the crowd how she sought prenatal care and was flat out denied by a clinic run by individuals who claimed their religious beliefs did not allow them to serve an unmarried pregnant woman. Let that sink in. Denied medical care, not because she couldn't pay, not because she was late, not because there were no resources, but because of a religious litmus test that she failed. And we're not talking about some fringe outpost here. This is in the so-called Bible Belt, where MAGA-aligned institutions have embedded themselves into healthcare systems under the banner of religious freedom. But what they're really doing is weaponizing religion to punish people who don't conform to their worldview. And it's women, especially vulnerable, expectant women, who are paying the highest price. The crowd at the town hall was stunned. Many gasped, others shouted, some left in tears, because they realized this isn't just about one woman. This could happen to anyone who doesn't pass the MAGA morality test. And now that Trump's policies have further enabled religious institutions to discriminate without legal consequence, this kind of abuse is no longer just possible, it's protected. And let's not ignore the racial and economic undertones. While the woman did not disclose her race publicly, many in the community have pointed out that such morality-based denial of care disproportionately impacts milk-colored conservatives less than it does women of color, poor women, and unmarried working-class mothers. This is not religious liberty, this is moral policing, and it's being backed loudly and proudly by the MAGA movement.
Y'all, I call bullshit on this one because some woman is trying to say in Tennessee that she could not get health care. She's pregnant and she needs prenatal care. And she is sitting here trying to tell us that she can't get it. So a lot of people are like, well, are you trying to get an abortion? No, she's not trying to get an abortion. But she's trying to convince us that she can't get health care. So I'm going to look it up right fucking now. That was a whole big fucking flop because it's true. Why is it true? Because Tennessee passed a law that if a healthcare provider looks at you and thinks it's against their religion to take care of you, they don't have to. They no longer have to. And why would he do that? Oh, because she's not married. She's pregnant. And she's not married. And this is legal? Because I didn't think that was part of their oath. So since when is this legal? This is just another way to force women into doing what men want them to do. It's not about, oh, she's a this, oh, she's a that. It's about the fact that women are losing their rights every day, and you still have people out here saying, the fuck. What would you all like her to do then? You don't want her to have an abortion, but you won't give her health care. But if the baby's born and something's wrong with the baby, well, it's going to be her fault because she didn't get health care, which is really Tennessee's fault because they told the doctors they didn't have to give her health care. Make that make sense. Something that is jumping out on me on this case is The fact that the doctor doesn't know why she's married, first of all, give her the fucking health care. But second of all, what if she's a victim of sexual assault? What if she's a victim of some sort that caused her to be pregnant? What if she's a victim of an old man who's trying to force her to stay in a situation, which we see all the time? Did he ask her that? Did he fucking care? Surely not. Surely he would have asked her why, if it was that big of a deal. The fact of the matter is, women are losing their rights every fucking day. There's some other bullshit. And we're supposed to trust the government? We're supposed to trust them men up in there? Fuck them.
Jonesboro, Tennessee and surrounding areas. I just watched a video from a Jonesboro, Tennessee town hall that made me absolutely livid. And it's not even about politics. It's about human decency. This woman, who's a Jonesboro resident, stood up during a town hall and told a story about how her OBGYN refused to give her prenatal care because she's not married. Let me repeat. This doctor said that he would not help her because she did not have a ring on her finger.
I just found out that I'm pregnant again. I've been with my partner for about 15 years, though we're not married. I just had my first visit, and that provider told me that thanks to that act, they were not comfortable treating me because I am an unwed mother, and that goes against their Christian values. I'm lucky enough to live in a part of the state where I can seek care across state lines, and that's what I'm doing, traveling to Virginia for my prenatal care. Scared out of my mind that I will go into labor and not be able or have to deliver in this state with a provider who feels that that child's life is more valuable than mine. While we do love and want this child, I also have a 13-year-old, and I can't leave her behind. I call Marsha's office twice a day. I'm either blocked or she has all calls going directly to voicemail. I've never even reached a staffer. And when I contacted Bill Haggerty's office, I was told that he's not obligated to listen to his constituents. Love that.
And here's the sick part. Thanks to Tennessee's 2025 Medical Ethics Defense Act, this doctor was legally allowed to deny her care. If anyone knows who this doctor is, please reach out to me, because this kind of discrimination needs to be exposed. If they did it to her, they'll do it again.
Here in Tennessee, a pregnant woman has been denied prenatal care for being unmarried. Story is brought to us by Rachel Wells. It says, last night at a town hall meeting in Tennessee, a woman came forward and said her OBGYN said he would not give her prenatal care because she isn't married. And why is this being allowed? Because Tennessee has passed the Medical Ethics Defense Act. It's a law that protects healthcare providers' rights to refuse to participate in or pay for healthcare services that violate their personal conscience. You heard that correctly. They can refuse service if it doesn't match up with their Christian beliefs. It seems to go against the Hippocratic oath that doctors take, do no harm. Well, you're doing harm to this unborn child by not providing prenatal care. These are the laws that Republicans are passing in states like Tennessee that go against the welfare of unborn children, that go against the rights of women. Doctors should not be allowed not to treat someone because their values don't align with theirs. That is absolutely insane that I have to say that on a video. But this story is not getting a lot of traction, so I want you to watch it. If you share it with people, let people know this is happening. This should be talked about on a national level. That doctors in Tennessee, literally, if you walk in and they don't like that you are unmarried, they can refuse you care. This should not be happening in the year 2025. We appear to be entering into some era of Christian nationalism, especially here in Tennessee, where laws like this are passed. This should not be happening. Make noise about it. Share the story. This is wrong. It should not be allowed.
What happened in Tennessee is a warning, a red flag, a siren blaring through the fog of political theater and cultural wars. And it raises a terrifying question. If they can deny a pregnant woman medical care because she's unmarried, what's next? Will they deny babies vaccines if their mothers are gay? Will they turn away cancer patients because they've had an abortion? Will they start drug testing women on food stamps before allowing them to see a doctor? This is what happens when power is given to people who claim moral superiority while abandoning compassion. This is what happens when MAGA merges with religious extremism. And the woman in Tennessee is just one of the many casualties of this political project. But here's the thing. She spoke out. She stood up. And now we must echo her voice. We must share her story far and wide. Because no one should be denied health care for not fitting into someone else's outdated idea of morality. Let's not stay silent. Let's organize. Let's amplify. Let's make sure MAGA knows that we're watching, we're outraged, and we will not sit back while they strip basic human rights from those who need them most. We want to give heartfelt thanks to the brave woman in Tennessee who stood up and shared her story, the local videographers and activists who recorded and live-streamed the town hall, independent journalists who continue to document these abuses and amplify marginalized voices, TikTok users who clipped, shared, and spread this story beyond state lines. This content would not be possible without you. We see you. We honor you. Don't give up.